Hi guys, this week we're going to talk about the if, else, and elif functions in Python. And how I will teach you about these functions is to demonstrate in a simple number checker program. Let's get started. First, let's ask the user to input a number with the input function. So let's say number equals input, then what is your number? And of course, we have to make the number into an integer, so int. And now we'll use the if function. What the if function does is if the condition you put is true, it'll run the code under it. So I'll demonstrate it to you. So if number is greater than 0, then colon, then usually there's already a predetermined space here, but sometimes when you don't put the space before what you type, if there's an if function, so let's say if number, then print it's a positive number. When you run this, it will say indentation error, expected an indented block. So to fix this, we have to put an indent here by pressing tab. And now when you run this, it'll ask what is my number. I'll put a positive number, so let's say 10. It's a positive number. Now, what if you put a negative number? Negative 10. It'll not do anything. So now we'll use the else function. What the else function does is if the if functions don't work, so if the conditions aren't true, it will go to the else function. So it's else, then print, remember the indentation here, then it's a negative number. So when you run this, let's put 10 first. It's a positive number, so because the number is greater than 0, it will run this code. But then when you put a negative number, because this number is not greater than 0, it will go down here and just print it's a negative number. But now, what if we put 0? It will say it's a negative number, but 0 doesn't have a value. So how will we recognize the 0? So what we'll use is the elif function. So elif, and then number equals 0, then print your number is a 0. So why do we need to use elif instead of if in this situation? This is because if the number is already greater than 0, it'll skip all of these steps. If we use the if here too, it will go through this code first, and then it's a positive one, so it'll print this, but then it will go here again. But it's not negative, it's not a 0 number. So it will go through every single code. In this small program, it doesn't really matter, but when you're working with thousands of lines of code, it will definitely make a difference. So recognize when you need to use the elif function. So now when you run this, let's put a positive number first. 1, positive number. And then let's put a negative number, negative 1. It's a negative number. And let's put a 0. Your number is a 0. You can use these functions in any way you like. I'd like you to explore on how to use these functions for your own situations. Anyways, that's it for this week. Next week, we're going to talk about the for and while loops. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay curious!